The most beautiful palaces in the world. Abdeen Palace in Cairo, the capital of Egypt, and it has the most beautiful gardens and museums. Watch. Abdeen Palace is a rare historical masterpiece in the form that turned it into a museum that reflects the grandeur in which the palace was built and the important events it witnessed since the royal era until the July 1952 revolution. Many people interested in museums are keen to visit it. It is considered one of the most important and famous palaces built during the rule of the family of Muhammad Ali Pasha in Egypt, where it was the seat of government from 1872 until 1952. The palace witnessed events that played a major role in the modern and contemporary history of Egypt. It is also the first beginning of the emergence of modern Cairo. At the same time when the palace was being built, Khedive Ismail ordered Cairo to be planned in the European style of spacious squares, wide streets, palaces, buildings, bridges on the Nile and gardens rich in trees and types of palms and rare plants. He ordered the construction of the Khedive Ismail Palace as soon as he took power in Egypt in 1863. Labeled the name of the palace goes back to Abdeen Bey, one of the military leaders in the era of Muhammad Ali Pasha. He owned a small palace in the place of the current palace, so Ismail bought it from his widow, demolished it and annexed large lands to it, then proceeded to construct this palace. Description of the palace halls and salon. The palace contains halls and salons characterized by the color of its walls. The white, red and green salon are used to receive official delegations during their visit to Egypt. The library, in addition to the palace library, which contains approximately 55,000 books. The theater. The palace also contains a theater that includes hundreds of gilded chairs and also contains isolated places with curtains for women, and is now used to display special theatrical performances for visitors and guests. Hospitality suites. Inside the palace there are many suites, such as the Belgian suite, which was designed to accommodate the important guests of Egypt, and was named so because the King of Belgium was the first to stay in it. Museums. And there are several museums of very historical richness, where the sons and grandsons of Khedive Ismail, who ruled Egypt after him, were fond of putting their touches on the palace and making additions that suited the tendencies and era of each of them. Each of them has been fully restored, architecturally and technically. These works included the development and modernization of the Weapons Museum by rearranging it and displaying its contents with the latest display methods, with the addition of a hall to the museum dedicated to displaying the various weapons received by the presidents of Egypt from different national authorities. A complex of various museums has been linked to a single visiting line through which the visitor passes the palace gardens. These museums are Museum of Decorations and Decorations, and there are groups of decorations and badges, some of which were made in Egypt, and others in Europe, America, Africa and various countries of the world. Most of them are given to members of the royal family by gifting or buying. Weapons Museum. It consists of a section for white weapons, and it has rare collections from different countries of the world from different eras. The most famous exhibit is a sword of the Ottoman Sultan Selim I, and a section for firearms, which contains various types of firearms in terms of rarity, diversity and methods of manufacture. The most famous of them are weapons belonging to Napoleon Bonaparte, the French emperor. There is an arena for cannons, which is an open display arena in which there are cannons of different models, some of which were made in Egypt during the era of Muhammad Ali Pasha. Silver Museum. It is dedicated to the holdings of the family of Muhammad Ali Pasha, including tools and utensils of silver, crystal, colored crystal and other rare antiques. It displays precious antiques of the family of Muhammad Ali Pasha, including silver, crystals, and antiques used in eating food and drinks, most of which bear the royal crown, and some of them are the names of their owners or their initials. It has many Chinese pots. as well as a large collection of crystal, as well as a group of rare masterpieces from the works of plastic artist Emile Gallet, in the form of bottles, vases and perfume bottles. Hunting Museum. In the beginning, it was a long corridor adjacent to the northern wall of the palace, overlooking the garden. It was converted to fit the display of collectibles from the palaces and royal rest houses of King Farouk and Prince Yusuf Kamal, who were known for their love of hunting. The museum opened in 1963. The museum includes mummified birds, animals, reptiles, deer horns, elk, buffalo, and a hunting crocodile from southern Aswan. Next to groups of rare colored butterflies, and groups of migratory birds such as eagles and hawks. The most famous exhibit in that museum is a necklace belonging to Queen Farida, the first wife of King Farouk, made of local gold with real bird heads mounted with gold beaks, and an impressive collection of precious hunting weapons.